upstairs and I'll poke my nose into my program. Stand outside a little bit. Actually, probably too cold out there. Nice thought so. Let me just... Fuck it. We're going to stare into the fireplace because it's fucking gorgeous. Where would I find this? I don't think it's going to be in my... my Twitch studio thing. I think it would be somewhere in my actual settings. Let's see. Doesn't say on that. I know you guys can't see the thing, but let's see. Doing web only. It doesn't say. That doesn't specifically say no ads. So let me see if I can find the tab. Oh, sorry. What was that, Grim? That was the sub shouldn't cop ads to support the stream. Yeah, exactly. I 100% agree with that. I just, like I said, I set this up this morning. Oh, that's double layered. I don't need that. I set this up this morning and I haven't got a chance to look at it since. And a lot of the stuff wouldn't make sense until I was actually streaming. But maybe in here. I'm glad I can still hear the game because like this is actually the first time I've had it where I can legit just peaceful at night. Let's see. There it is. It is a setting. I'm so sorry it wasn't enabled. Yeah, it's called ad-free viewing and it allows subscribers to watch your content on your channel ad-free. Definitely fixed. That should save now. Hopefully. So hopefully, like I said, you may need to do a refresh, but ads should stop happening. So if I was to force an ad, which I think I can do, hold up. Let me force one. That should push one out. And let me know if you guys get it. Because you shouldn't. Like, even if I force it as a channel point, you shouldn't get it. Oh, Phoenix, did you just sneeze? God, you're so fucking cold looking. I want to give you my blanket, but I'm also fucking cold. No ads? Alright. Just hold up a quick second. I'm just going to mute my microphone and get Phoenix a blanket. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about the messing around. I'm just going to keep that blanket on me, my lap for a moment, because of course as soon as I got up, Phoenix followed me. But I'll warm it up a bit so that when he comes back, I can put it on him. It bothers me when he's so cold looking.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Thank you. What'd you say, Grim? You finally got some sleep. I'm not surprised. Felling a tree and cutting it up is some hard fucking work, Grim. Like, really, genuinely, you did a good job. I haven't seen your works, but I know you well enough to know that if you've said you've done something, you've 100% done the thing. So, good job on that. And thank you, Blessed, for that's pretty good. I'm going to try to heat up this blanket as best I can by kind of like just having it sort of on me. So when he comes back, when Phoenix comes back, I'll be able to put that over him. I wanted to have a blanket in here last night, and I thought I did, but I forgot. I fucking washed all of the cat donuts before I put them out. So I picked up all the old blankets that I have in here generally, and I washed them too. So I had nothing in here to give him warmth last night, and I was freezing myself. It wasn't just you. You had some people helping you out. Oh, one whole fucking skip bin. Jesus. God damn, Grim. That reminds me too. Today's Thursday. God damn it. I have completely forgotten. Real world talk here is I have a bougainvillea tree at the back of my house. I planted it because my previous neighbors would break into my house through going over the back fence. So I put up bougainvillea, which was basically like a thorn bush that grows into like a tree height to stop them. The only problem is that my new neighbors that replaced them didn't understand what it was and they cut it, which of course made it just go friggin' ballistic. And as a result, I have now this like super wild plant that is hard to deal with. So I've got to cut that shit down. And we were supposed to do that last night or yesterday because they had the this week is what do you call it, the green waste, where you get the plant matter goes out. I can't. I would love to, but I can't because we're small suburban residential properties. There's a zombie out the front. Because we're small residential properties, you're not really allowed to have open fires. Careful as all. That's my phone. You can't walk on that. It slides. It slides. She's like walking across the top of my keyboard, and I have a desk thing there. Yeah. If we set stuff on fire, what do you call it? You can get council fines and shit for it. And on top of that, I have the only trees in the fucking suburb on my property, which I've planted. So, you know, I've actually gone out of my way to put shrubbage down to help like screening and privacy and stuff. And they're all within the, you know, the boundaries of like the fences to the house kind of distance. So there's no real safe location I could light a fire up. Pretty much grim. I had a neighbor at one point legitimately start up a barrel fire that ended up higher than my fence and nearly the same height as my trees. And I was shitting myself that day because it was the middle of summer. It was dry and hot, and this guy had a barrel fire, which is legal here. And I was just like looking at my trees, looking at this guy cooking or whatever he was doing, was decimating something. And I'm like, great, my trees are going to catch fire and then my house is going to burn down. But I was thinking the entire time. Whether or not it actually happened, you know, it didn't, thank God. But I tell you what, I was thinking it. All right, I've got enough of this. I'm going to head back out. Yeah, I will actually just, I know I'm cooking stuff, but I'll turn it off. I don't need it. I will take some money with me. I like fire, don't get me wrong. I enjoy watching a good blaze. And like around here, there's a big thing like, because winter is cold, like seeps into your soul kind of like cold, but it's not snow generally unless like you're really far south. So you kind of, it just gets uncomfortably cold to the point where if it was just a tiny bit colder, it would snow, but it doesn't. So a big thing a lot of people like to do is like bonfires and shit, which is great to sit around, except for the fact that the bonfires don't actually do jack shit, because nobody in Australia seems to be able to make a goddamn bonfire that, you know, heats up a radius instead of going straight up. I used to have some backyard what are they called? Fire pits. I used to have a fire pit, and that worked really, really well. Throughout winter, I had 2 small fire pits in my yard, which was a contained fire, which is legal. Depending on where you put it, it was legal to have that. And that would burn for about 4 hours at night, because it was only small capacity and stuff like that. If I didn't top it up, it would burn for about 4 hours. And it would just rock solid, just make the yard so toasty. It just felt like spring, autumn, it's just nice. So that was worth it. But a lot of people just do these open like bonfires, like what you see is like stylized campfires, and they don't really heat. Like they overheat a certain radius, and then the rest of the area around it is so fucking cold. Yeah, you don't burn tires. Jesus Christ. Do you like having lungs, or do you just like being in pain? Holy crap. Like, Grim, you haven't done it for many years. Used to love going out bush, camping and having fires, something relaxing, sleeping outdoors with a fire. I could understand that. And also, it is a surprise that you go outside. Like, I know you go outside, like, to smoke and stuff. And, like, I know a lot about you, but it's still always a surprise when somebody mentions that you go outside. Because it's like me. Like, I have a yard. Have I set foot in it recently? I don't think so. Oh, wait, actually, yes, I have. I can confirm, in the last 3 months, I have gone outside into my yard once. And that was to throw a can back into my neighbor's yard after they threw it in mine. But beyond that, I have no reason. Beyond, like, basic yard maintenance of, like, mowing or something like that, it's not needed. The front yard, though, I actually have to, like, check my mail and shit, so I do go out there occasionally, like, a few times a week. A few times a week, people might happen to see me outside my building. The rest of the time, I'm like one of those zoos that have, like, the big glass panels where you can see in and just watch people. It's like that. Yeah. Grim, you're a lot more brave than a lot of people for the stuff that you do. Like, even just, like, here's another big thing, too. If you're not from Australia, the term going bush, like, our bushlands are complete scrub. Like, there's just skinny, weedy, tall, thin trees everywhere. Ratty, like, rough, scrubby sort of bushes everywhere. And it's not dense or dark. It's bright and dry and scratchy would be the best way to put it. And it's kind of like, you see, like, American forests. It's not like that. Like, you get something close to that in the hinterlands, but for the most part, Australia is mostly bush and scrub. So when you go out, like, hiking or camping and stuff like that, it's in the scrub, not in, like, the bush, like the woods or whatever. So the bush is pretty fucking scary because it gives you, like, really great coverage for animals, but not a lot of coverage for humans. So people stick out like a sore thumb, which is great, of course, if you're hiking or camping and stuff. You want to know if other people are near you. But it puts you at a massive disadvantage for the animals and shit that are around you. And as most people know, Australia, everything's trying to kill you. It's a lot of, like, snakes and other stuff that you literally, like, if you put a picture on the screen with 5 snakes in it in Australia in the bush, there's a great chance you won't find one of them. Southern Arizona. Yeah, I've seen pictures of southern Arizona, or at least Arizona in general, and it does look very spindly and dry. It is reminiscent, more dry than Australia, but reminiscent of, like, when you go out bush, a really out bush in the center of Australia where it's like a desert. It's like that there. Very much the same, actually, except there's a lot less tree and plant life in Australia. It's really weird. Like, I haven't gone really central Australia sort of thing. I've flown over it, and it's gorgeous from the air. Flown over it once, coming back from overseas, and it was just the right time of morning where you could just see everything lit up with our, like, really amazingly like rich red soil and shit. It was gorgeous. Oh, my eyes are so fucking sore. I know I've said that like a whole heap. Yeah, we have the worst kind of fucking danger noodles too. Like at least in like some areas of America, your danger noodles like make noises and shit before you find them. Like in Australia, it's just like, oh, what do you call it? A stick whacked into my leg, which does happen when you're walking through the bush. But then you look down and you actually find your legs bleeding and it's a snake bite. And you're like, well, I'm fucked. You know, good luck finding out what snake bit me. Like it all ends up becoming like regional based on hospitals. Like they'll work it out based on that because you'll never find the fucking snake. There's a good chance that like it was attached to you for a split second and that's all it needed to kill you. Amazon. Jesus, grim. Yeah, no, Bless 100% lives in Amazon. South Amazon, to be specific. I'm going with like Amazon the company and not Amazon the rainforest. I think it's funnier. Right, give me this, give me this. Oh, man. My game has been really slow sometimes, like letting me get out of vehicles. But yeah, they've definitely upgraded something. Do they? Because I kind of thought that like... I thought that like it was... I guess it's one of those things like movie trope type stuff, you know, where they kind of oversell it with... what do you call it? The whole rattlesnake or shaky snake. I need to make it a thing that's a shaky snake. I don't know if you guys fucking know. Cyanide and Happiness and Ted Bear. Somebody needs to link that into my fucking Discord later or remind me because I need to add in a shaky snake thing. You guys all think I'm fucking crazy right now probably, but like it's legit the best thing to exist. Also blessed your choice of locations in that store. Very interesting. You'll never be bored. That's for fucking certain. I'm gonna start up here and go down, so I want to kind of make my way over there. Fucking Ted Bear. I love all of the Ted Bear saga. Like, I think there's, what, 3 videos? It's one of the Cyanide and Happiness sort of shorts that they kind of had, like, a little series with. And, like, I love the shit that he does. It's like, you know, don't forget to reach all the way into the back of the tree to get the freshest milk and stuff like that. Like, what the fuck? That team at Cyanide and Happiness are really, like, they're on their best game with that one. I have so much with that I appreciate, but the shaky snake is my legit favorite. Literally just him going back and forth near it with his face, and it like literally has what is it? Him like with this little smirk, and it just shakies at him. Thank you, Grim. I appreciate that. The fruit crustacean, which is what was it? It's not actually a crustacean, or it's not actually a fruit, or some shit like that. And don't forget to pull out the drinkable, the extendable fucking drinkable appendage or whatever. It's a straw that's its crotch or something. Like, what the hell? Good shit. I'm gonna get over here. I'm pretty sure I'm just on my way to the trader. Oh no, there's a building there I can loot. It's fine. Side note Happiness is so good. It's a shame in a sense, like they've gone to a whole heap of like really, really small videos, like only like a few seconds, a few minutes. Well, yeah, literally a few seconds. But in a sense, like I kind of understand why. I just like wish that they did do occasionally like a couple of the good old ones kind of thing because they're so great. What else was there? Oh yeah, and it's fucking film crew that like get progressively more gaunt as he goes through this entire place. Like they show him always stuffing his face. They're never actually eating. I see you. Yeah, there we go. I wasn't thinking I was going to be able to hit that, but hey, it woke up the slot. Get this reloaded because I know when I put it down too fast. I could probably get up there. Not really the time, but let's get up there. No. I want to be on the roof. There we go. Lucky. Get you and you. Did you get back up? You did. I gotta say, I'm pretty sure she got up. Ah, man. I just have like the picture of the shaky snake smirk in my head. Makes me happy. That was actually a pretty good spine shot as well. But yeah, going back to like Australia and it's like deadly, deadly creatures, it's pretty true. In most cases, like most things are trying to kill you. And if they're not, they're kind of like big enough anyway that they own your shit still anyway. It's weird. Like the other day I was watching a video. Somebody was like, oh, this bunch of spiders was having like a family reunion in their house. And this chick literally just like scooped up a massive handful in her hand. And they like scattered everywhere. And I'm just like, nope, none of that needed to ever exist. None of it never needed to be recorded or shared. But like the entire story behind it was this guy. The whole reason was I was watching this guy's video and he's like, has he ever got fired for not, for like a spider reasons kind of thing? And he's like, yeah, of course I have. So in his case, he had, what did he do? He turned up to work one day and he had 3 individual spiders. One was on his cash register, one was on his computer, and one was on the desk or under the desk or something like that. And so he just decided that, nope, that was not going to be any of his business. So he ended up just giving out all of his meal orders and stuff like that for free for the entire morning. So about lunchtime, he got pulled in by obviously, management, and they're like, what are you doing? That's not acceptable. You can't be giving away food for free. And he's like, have you seen the spiders? And they're like, yeah. I still don't get it. And he's like, look, that's fine. But obviously, like, he lost his job. And I'm like, yeah, I can kind of understand. Like, in Australia, like, he was in America, but I'm like, in Australia, if there was, like, 3 various size spiders within a short vicinity of, like, my workplace, I'd be weighing up my options for the day as well. It depends where they are, too, because, like, I've literally had it where one of my workplaces, I was walking down the hallway, so it was a pretty narrow hallway. It's not one of those ones where 2 people could pass side by side. It was like a 1.5 person sort of thing. Like if you saw somebody coming, you had to stop and wait for the person to pass you before you could do anything. And so I was walking down the hallway, and literally on the wall beside me was like obviously a massive huntsman, because what the fuck else exists in Australia but huntsmans? And so I basically got like this horrible jump scare from that. And then ended up like I snuck down the hallway and stole a tissue box off my manager's desk and came back and just walloped the shit out of it until it was a paste on the wall. And everybody was like, the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, can you not see the outline shape of a spider that once existed on this wall? And they're like, what did you kill it with? I'm like, a tissue box. And they're like, why? And I'm like, anything's a weapon when a spider is involved, you know? I did have to clean the wall, though. It did leave a mark. I had to, like, clean that up, which was revolting. So Cyanide and Happiness is one of your favorites, Grim. It takes out the partners, and the boy survives. I become what I fear the most, and he turns into next Robber instead of Batman. I, like, vaguely remember, like, a little bit of that one. That one probably didn't commit to memory as hard as Ted Bear, but they've got some good ones. Like, they have the Stockholm family or something like that, which is like the family that's being robbed at the bank, and now they're a family celebrating Christmas, but, every so often somebody tries to leave and gets shot in the gut or something, and then, dies because, they're hostages and all sorts of shit. I thought for a second there this went up. I hear you. I know that there was a wall there. I could just see the little crease on the wall because of the light. That's like the ambient light casting. It's very nice. I guess there's a room back there. Thank you, Grim. I was actually just thinking I'm thirsty as fuck. I was looking at my drink and I was like, no, I'm in the middle of talking. So thank you. Plus, it's starting to get warm. That giant ass ice cube, my whiskey ice ball ice cubes, have like melted. I have another one still in the garage in the freezer, but I don't want to go get another one. I already got one this stream. But that is definitely much better. It's locked. I hear the zombies outside. I thought that maybe they were in the room. There you are. Yeah, there's definitely a few of the channel points that I enjoy getting. I'm not that kind of thirsty, Grim. I'm just liquid hydrate thirsty. Which is why I've got the hydrate, because, like, I know that there will be times where I'm so focused on something I'll forget to actually drink stuff. That and stretching. The stretch and I think sit up straight were two that I have been waiting to get for so long, because I am constantly not sitting in the right sort of posture. That's going to be an emote eventually, as I'm going to have a prawn with a ribbon on it, because, you know, obviously my character Kelly Venus has a ribbon in her hair at all times, so she's a prawn in this instance. But yeah, the term prawning, I definitely sit here doing that, even with like the what do you call it, the touch typist keyboard cover that I have my mic sitting on. It still works. It still works so friggin' well for this stuff, because it's a pretty good height, but I do tend to like prawn over it a little bit. Yeah, I had that as an option, and I increased it up because I don't want too many people to spam it for the hydrate, because otherwise I'll need to pee by the end of a stream. That's the only reason why that's on 500 instead of 100. I can only hold my bladder for so long, people. I'm not amazing at that stuff. Like, I hear of stories of people that like need the toilet and then 3 hours later they have forgotten that they needed the toilet, but it's not a problem. I know you go off to the toilet so fucking much. Like, it's not an issue, but like I'm not a big fan of like walking off myself, just because there's nothing to see. So when people are like watching the stream, I'm either on be right back or I'm talking and doing something. So when I have to like be right back, it's an infinite amount of time. They're not sure when I'm going to be back. I will go to the toilet if I really need it. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not some kind of fucking psycho. Yeah, I drink a fair bit of water as well. There's a wolf. I try to have an energy drink before a stream or coffee before a stream. If I'm still kind of tired, I'll take an extra one to my desk. But beyond that, I tend to have just the one beforehand. Then I have a 1 liter drink bottle beside me, which I get through about 750 mils of water during a stream usually. Where was this way? So yeah, I normally, by the end, like, I obviously like do need the toilet after like 4 hours or something, but it's not generally critical mass. But yeah, I'm hoping that like the hydrate thing will allow me to like maybe get the full liter during the time that I'm streaming, which would be good for me anyway. I don't think you can't get up here. That should be fine. Pretty sure it can't get up here. Boop. Also I got as well. Just, like, yeah, I think the major one would be probably, fucking hell, parkour, I swear. Parkour is so bad. I hope that I don't need a base that requires parkour on the next map. Yeah, I don't know. So what I was saying was, I also know that, like, with my crones and stuff like that, like, I try not to push needing like bathroom breaks and stuff like that more than necessary.